Hello everyone and welcome to Racing Stripes TV live coverage of Flat Out Racing League Series Season 13. Round 4 of 20 brings you to Melbourne Park here in Australia for the Australian Grand Prix. Looks like a full grid of 20 cars are ready to line up and get qualified underway. Let's give you a brief rundown of what happened last week at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We saw Nikos do an incredible run, winning the Grand Prix last week, followed by Crowman and Den. That was your podium for last week. Then you have Richmond, Full Air, DeFluke, Stevo, Louise, Anel, and the TARDIS rounding off your top 10. And then Northants, Jacuzzi, and Dino Next Door, and Deadly Jason. So out of 18 cars that started, 14 finished, but today we have a full field as the session starting in 10 seconds. So we start the countdown to qualifying. Short qualifying, that is 50% race. Weather is custom, so I wonder what the weather is going to be like here today. Is there going to be some rain, or is it just going to be cloudy, sunshine? We will take a look. Let's go over the points for both the Constructors and Drivers Championship. Run down the point standings for you. Richmond so far in first place with 126 points. Stevo with 104 points. Very solid finishes so far, as we're not even, we just hit the 1/5 of the way mark. Next race will be a quarter of the way through with the season. And now 1 point behind Stevo. Crowman with 93 points. Louise 88. Den 83. Coley 76. DeFluke with 74. Deadly was 70. Northants 58, Dino 56, Jacuzzi 54, and then more on that as well. And then over on the Constructors as well is the team of Richmond and North leading with 184 points. Stevo and Dino with 160, Anel and Nikos, or excuse me, that's kind of messed around. Anel and Nikos with 163 points, Stevo and Dino with 160, Louise and Jacuzzi with 142, Crow and Full Air with 129, DeFluke and his teammate with 126, Den and D Wood with 83, Coley and Wood 76, Deadly and Dan 70, and Maddie and Going with 30 points. So looking at the points, it looks like Richmond, who's been putting up some very solid finishes, he's up by 22 points, but in this series the points are a little bit different. I need to write down the actual points. I'll talk to the TARDIS about that, see if he can give the first, second, third, fourth, so on and so forth. As long as Richmond can keep his cars, nice and easy going, and finishing in these top positions, then we should have the championship in the bag. But still early on in the season, and it's going to be some awesome racing. A full grid, my first call of the race for a full grid. Let's see if all 20 can finish. If so, that will be a victory in itself for all the drivers. Hopefully nothing goes wrong with any connectivity issues, and nothing happens, as far as like any major crashes. There's going to be chaos going into the first corner here at Australia, so we'll see exactly how that turns out. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. Subscribe if you haven't already to part of this series and more as we go down the road. Coming up next up this race is the Classic Series for Flat Out Racing. We go to Russia in the 2002 Ferraris, 25% racing. There you see all these cars on their outlaps ready to get going. Not everyone. More than half the field's out trying to get an early lap in before it gets too clustered. Is actually Northants going to slow down quite a bit, giving him much room to the car in front of him. I see a couple cars stacking. Woods with the collision with Going Z28. He is in the, got a provisional ride here today after midnight could not make it, so the American, the only other American besides me commentating, is in a car here today, and wish him the best of luck. Coley, he has the pace, he just has, you know, unfortunately has some bad luck over the past couple of races, the past couple of weeks, but he's hoping to turn that around, and the man to really take down is Richmond. And can Nikos go 2 in a row? Can he put up an amazing run like he did last week? That's going through the fast chicane there. Unlike in real life F1, this track now has 3 DRS zones, but will not make it until next year's game when F1 2018 comes out. So Nico's setting the first fast lap, 1:23.078, as we're on board with North Ansys. Goes way wide, looks like knocks a little bit of the front wing off. He's going to go across the line with a 1:23.229, but you have to quickly go back into the pits. The Fluky has already retired. Wonder what happened there. And there's the Toro Rosso driver, front left. Looks like he spun it around. Looks like kind of like on the back straight curve going into the fast chicane there. So unfortunately for him, he's going to be starting towards the back, which I guess isn't exactly a bad thing. He won't be able to choose the different kinds of tires and be very methodic going through the field, but a full field is going to be hard. Richmond setting current full time with a 1:22.275.10 in second place with a 1:22.799. It looks like the 1:22 is where the pace is going to be at. We'll possibly maybe even get to the 1:21s as the grip kind of builds up over qualifying, as we have 7.5 minutes to go, a little less than that. So TARDIS at the time with a 1:24.963. There is Den moving over for the faster car. This looks like he's in his in lap. Death3 Jason, he's on the super softs, on board with the Renault driver. Hopefully they're having some disconnected issues. Hopefully we get those resolved and we'll be able to stay in. So that's where it looks like the fluke kind of went off, looks like out in the grass and spun around by the looks of it, as we're still on board with Death3 Jason here. He said in the chat that now that there's 2 bad tracks out of the way, this is where his season really starts. So it looks like he's feeling confident going into round 4. Time he's going to set, and he's actually going to go into the pits. But remember, if you guys watched the qualifying for Formula 1, Lewis Hamilton said I believe it was a 1:21, a really low 1:21, breaking the track record. So the fact that these guys are running a 1:22, they're right on pace with the faster cars in real life. So 1:22 is pretty fast around here. Woods in the Ferrari. Going through Sector 1. Louise in Sector 3 on board with him as he goes to the final corners. Using all the wall, trying to get the momentum up. See what time he's going to set. Slow time is a 1:25.058, but he's looking to improve that. Full Air starts his lap. Woods in Sector 2. There's Joseph Renault right there. Down next door in Sector 1, there's Crowman. We're going to go around the final corner. Let's see what time he gets. Actually, he's going to start a new lap time, it looks like. 5 minutes left to go in qualifying. Richmond still holding the top step with a 1:22.275. Nikos overtaking Den and the starting grid with a 1:24.49. So just a couple tenths, guys, is what's separating these. And here's Matty Shaw. Did not have a great run last week in Abu Dhabi, but he's looking to turn that around. Gets around a Toro Rosso. Steve crosses the line and looks like an invalidated lap time, so he's going to go at it one more time as we're trying to see kind of where everyone's at. Wood set the time 1:23.163. That's good enough for 6th place. A couple cars in the pits looks like coming out with, they're going to plan on coming out with just a couple minutes to go. Dyno setting the time with a 1:23.078. You see some cars coming out of the way there. That's the TARDIS and the Toro Rosso. His teammate out for qualifying. He's going to start in the back. There's Croman. He's in sector 3. Let's see if he can get up there. Set a good time. So he's hoping for a top 10 position as he goes around the final corner, getting in on the inside curve, going on the outside. He's approaching the 120. Let's see what he gets. Across the line with a 1:22.589. That's going to be good enough for 2nd place, which is 3:30 left to go. Remember, you start on the tires that you qualify in. And Croman's in a really good lap time. That's going to put him up. And I'm sure then he's going to try to go. Here comes Coley as he goes around the last corner again, trying to use all the track he can, but slow time looks like he's going to scrap this, and he's going to go for another one. Take a look at that. He goes on his outlap. Take a look at Dyno in the Sauber. Let's see if he can get into the 122s. Looking strong. He does have a slow Red Bull up there, but Red Bull pulled into the pits there. To go around. Let's see if he can improve his time. And he gets a 1:22.516. Dyno goes into P3 with that, with just 2:30 left to go. So an amazing run by Dyno. And I find everyone in section in the 3rd sector here. Dyno has retired. He's happy with that. Going T28, currently P12, showed his time about a second slower, so he may just drop this and try to go for another one. So we'll see as he rounds the last corner. Yeah, he's going to throw that time away for sure. On board with D-Wood now. He's in sector 3. Let's ride on board with him. Gonna keep an eye on the rest of the times. Matty Shaw has retired from session. 1:22.997. He was locking up the brakes there. This is gonna be a good time. He's definitely going to improve. Let's see if he can get in the 122s. Ooh, not quite, but he does move up to P10 with a 1:23.185. So good on for him. But let's actually move up here to Nico's. He's in sector 2. He is just 2 tenths away from that pole position. Could we see a 121 lap today from any of these drivers? We shall see. Which is under a minute left, so these guys, they're all on their, I'm sure they're going to be on their final lap here. Looks like just 1/1000th of a second slower than his previous sector 2 time. So Nico's actually, I mean, he's right there. You could very well take provisional pole, which is 30 seconds left. Richmond taking it really slow. He's going to try to wait for the very last second to start his lap so he can get the last one to go. So here comes Nikos. He's going to go around the last corner. Going T28 has returned in the grass. I don't think it's going to do him any help. And he actually is go faster. Dead with a 1:22.074. He's going to snipe it with just 12 seconds to go. Richmond now starting his lap. Is he going to have enough time? He's just going to get across the line. And he's probably going to be the last one to go. So we're going to keep an eye on him shortly. So we'll be right back with them. There's Dan. He's in sector 1 just starting his time. So these drivers on their last lap for qualifying. Really using all the tires available for them. There's Woods. Can he get into the 122s? Oh, hard hit by Woods. Ooh, wow. Tipped it on his side and flipped it up and over. Wow. Huge crash. Looks like that he was just on a blistering lap and coming out of the fast chicane, going way too hot. Looks like he lost the back end, and that's all she wrote. So looks like he's going to try to shake that off. I caught that. Going back to Dan, he's in P7. Can he improve? We're going a little bit wide. It's actually going to be really close. He's going to throw that one away. Where is Tardis? Tardis is going to cross. He moves up and couldn't get fuller time. Not get Rich's time, and he does not. So Den snipes the pole position with a 122.074, almost into the 121. Followed by Richmond, Coley, Nikos, Dino, Croman, Dan, Matty, Northants, Woods with a 5-position penalty, so that's going to knock him down to 15th place. That's going to move D Wood, Anel, Tardis, Stevo, and full air up. And then going Z28, Louise, Deadly, Jacuzzi, and DeFluky. That's going to be your full grid. So it's going to be absolutely insane here tonight. Zebra 94, your commentator for the evening. It's going to be insane. It's going to be intense. And I hope you guys are ready. 20 cars, a full grid for Flat Out League Racing here tonight. It's going to be fun. So here we go, 5 red lights, and away we go. Looks like Dan got a little delayed start, but Coley in the Ferrari gets an amazing start. He's going to try to weave his way through. We see all 20 cars as they dive into the first corner. Looks like everyone gets through it nice and easy. No damage done. Dan leading the group, followed by Richmond, Coley, Nikos, and Dino, as looks like these two guys side by side along with Dan as Dino gets past Dan, and then you see the cars back as they start filing in order as they go through the first corner side by side as Dan goes into the grass and trying to overtake Dino, but to no avail. Here it comes. Oh, we have a collision between Croman and Devs. Croman, he does not control. No, he's going to crash into, but looks like he's still in the race as he drops down big time. Trying to get his car back on track, lost his complete front wing, and there you go, your first lap woes as Dan, Richmond, Coley, everyone trying to separate themselves. Dan now nearly 2 seconds back from Dino, and then on board, oh, a big hit from Woods and Anel. They tangle up. Matty has retired. Oh no. Tough luck for the Mercedes driver, crashing. Unfortunate for him, so chaos ensues as one's down, and Woods with a 5-second stop go penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. I'm sure he's extremely cross about what happened, just not really caring as everyone kind of settles in now. Chaotic first lap for sure. Let's go on board with Tardis. Find him. There he is. DRS not activated until lap 3. Hardest starting on the softs. Matty Shaw's obsession, I'm sure. not happy. Woods and Croman in the pit for what I'm assuming to be wing changes. So unfortunate for him. Full Air runs wide. Let's see if Tars go on the inside and make the pass by the McLaren. It looks like he does with nice ease, but here comes Full Air getting a better run off that chicane as they go around the curve. The drag race down into the chicane. This is a bit of a tricky one. Needs to run wide, and there's going C28 right behind them. Now falling in, looks like Dennis taking an incredible lead now, nearly almost a 1.5 second lead by lap 2, so he's looking to put the rest of the field in his rearview mirror after that crazy start. On board with the American driver, by TARDIS in the Mercedes. It's a deep run that close the gap on TARDIS, so actually might have a better line, we'll see. Left throttle there, moves it back in. People going into the pits. There's the Red Bull driver, Luis Venturini. Just going to drop down a couple of notches there after going into the pits, so must have some wind damage there. As we're actually going to go to the front. And right on board with Coley. Tries to chase down the point over Richmond. Have to be careful with those curves because once you touch that grass and you just barely hit on the accelerator, your car just does not agree with it. Front tires walking up, trying, getting a little bit loose there. High revving doesn't exactly help out the rear tires, but he's able to lay off the throttle just a little bit. Lay off throttle just a little bit to correct his car and does well with that. So Coley now within 0.3 of Richmond. With a caution in sector 3. It looks like that D-Wood has spun out. He's dropping down, so fortunate for him. That's probably around the fast chicane there, so keep his car back up and running. But here comes Coley. And DRS, can he make the move on the inside? He's going to dive in there. Daniel Ricciardo-esque. Richmond gives him the room. Great pass, and he has DRS. Well, let's take a look at Nico's. He's going to try to make a pass on Richmond. Can he get Richmond to drop 2 spots? Yes, he can. He's going to force Richmond to go way on the outside, and Dino is right there as well. Great run from this lap. Full Air dropping spots. Take a look at this battle right here. For 8th and 9th position, Full Air getting past TARDIS. These two have been fighting ever since the drop of the green flag as well. Red Bull running 11 and 12. Go back in the pit again. Have a tough time. Cutting the grass there, that's not good. That's going to give TARDIS another shot at an overtake. TARDIS going to have to lay off. Yeah, he's going to have to brake rather early there. Lays off. Oh, goes a little bit wide. Got to be so careful. People run wide and lost it. You saw it with Steve, Woods, and you saw it with Maddie. With Woods during qualifying and Maddie during the opening lap there. These two are going at it. Take a look back here. Jacuzzi trying to pass the Mercedes with his teammate right behind him. On board. Oh, here comes Jacuzzi. Just blasting up with that DRS. A bit of a bump there. C28 trying to defensive line on the inside, and he does make it work. But there you see D-Wood right behind Louise as well. Four cars battling for position. Oh, and D-Wood running wide saves the car in the grass. Kind of a difficult thing to do. Car just literally just slid. Wheels forward, not really turning, just lost grip and just started sliding. It looks like Jacuzzi getting that chicane nailed down on the inside. It's going to be a tricky little corner to pass going into the fast chicane. Who's going to let up? I don't think any of these drivers are. Side by side, Jacuzzi gets the pass. Great job by Jacuzzi getting past the Mercedes driver. Nice and easy. Looks like going, just let off the throttle just a little bit. Full air ran wide there. Tardis trying to get into his draft in DRS. Going way on the inside. Go slow and fast out there, dropping all the way down to third gear. What about now? Gonna try to go on the outside, inside. Oh, nice and easy. Tardis cutting through full air like a hot knife cuts through butter. Looks like full air decided to kind of just give up at that point. Didn't really want to push it. Just give the position over. So not a bad idea from time to time. And Jacuzzi now pulling away. And it looks like C28 going, I wonder what happened. If going in the pits, I didn't really see it. These two were kind of caught up between the full air Tardis battle. Let's move up stairs just a bit as Richmond started second. Dropped down 3 positions. He's down in P5, Dino in P4. These guys are really separating themselves, kind of a faceless race up front. Then 3 seconds up from Coley. Look at the tire allocation for the drivers. Still kind of searching for a battle here. Choosing full air. Tardis nearly 12 seconds down from Dan, but also first through 7th round on Ultra Softs, so that they're going to be coming in a lot sooner, probably in about a couple laps time, while the Tardis starting on the softs. It's going to be able to run well through probably a little less than halfway on going to super softs and be able to do a one-stop with that strategy. But we'll see what the other drivers are going to be doing with the ultra softs. And Dan closing in on North Dance. This is for 6th position. North Dance just must have had a bad run through the fast chicane. And yet, just like what I suspected, Dino and Richmond going into the pits. Dino with a 5-second stop and go penalty. Ooh, diving in a little bit too fast. But look at Dan, right on the gearbox of North Dance. Not letting up, putting the pressure on him. He's going to go deep on the inside, but can North Dance hold on to it? Yes, he can. Great driving by both drivers, knowing when to attack and when not. Very, amazing side-by-side racing there. They're just not letting up. So Dino, 10th place. He's got his first pit stop done. Richmond in 12th place. Now on the softs, we may have to go back on the ultra softs towards the end of the race, but we'll see as Dan Epps dives into the inside. Beautiful pass as he's going to get into P4 as Dan going into the pits as well. Along with Coley, will these two follow as well, or are they going to try to lead a lap? No, Dan and North Dance, they stay out, and the top 3 are in the pits. So Dan and Coley, they go super softs. Nico goes softs. We expect Dan and Northants coming in the next lap. We shall see. As Dan finally comes out, TARDIS, now he's in P4, full air with a 3-second time penalty due to corner cutting, unfortunate for him. So, the TARDIS, a little bit of a different strategy. He's now in the top 5. He's going to be on the softs towards the middle of the race and be able to slip on the super softs and easily finish. So it's going to be very interesting to see where he places at towards the end of this race. And actually be really excited to see these different strategies going to come into play. Some of these drivers, they will end up doing a 2-stop. Some of them try to do a 1-stop as Foley's trying to get around full air here. Ooh, a little bit of a little left tap from behind. I'm sure Coley's just telling full air, just like, move out of my way. All right, come on, faster rubber. Let me go. I'm sure Nico's thinking the same thing, trying to get around Jacuzzi. Coley on the inside, can he make the pass? Yes, he does. Not a problem on the faster super softs. Cars 2x2. It looks like Dan and Northants, they're still staying out. They're able to try to stretch the super softs. It's full air going into the pits. Jacuzzi stays out. He's on the super softs. He's be going to the pits in a couple laps or so. Trying to catch up to Nikos. It's going to benefit Coley for sure if Jacuzzi continues pressuring Nikos. And back at Richmond and Donner next door, they are battling for position. Both of these drivers did pit for softs as Northants gets a 3-second time penalty. As he is just over 1 second out from Dan. Numbers on the right side is the times that the drivers pit. So about half the field is already pit. On board with the Haas driver. Run 5 is going to open up the door for Dino. Trying to separate those two. Ooh, got extremely close. Oh, and Richmond cutting the grass there. Was that Richmond? I think it was. It was either that or Jacuzzi. Northant's going into the pits. So that's going to give those positions back to Den and TARDIS moving up the position as well. Den trying to fast off for 126.049. Richmond trying to pass Dino though. Jacuzzi on the pits as well. Dan that's really stretching those ultra softs out. 8 drivers have yet to pit for the first stint. Move up front. TARDIS and Coley battling out. A half-second apart. Maybe a little less. Go back down here. This is between Richmond and Dino. Let's take a look at a beautiful overhead shot as they drive through the park. It's actually a really beautiful shot. See those yellow Pirellis spinning. Ooh, just touches the wall, and that's going to kind of throw Richmond off as makes him cut the corner for a 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt him. And Dan finally going into the pits. Going to drop Dan a couple spots down, but how many spots? That's actually going to be a very interesting question. Let's see where he comes out as. Comes out in. 7th, it looks like. Yep, there he is. They come out in 7th, and that's actually not bad. Week that night. Richmond just trying to close the gap, trying to make the pass. TARDIS now in P3, almost 3.5 seconds down from Coley. But Nikos is right on his tail as well. With a mixture of softs and super softs throughout the field, Tardison again yet to stop, and now as well he started on the softs, and he's currently in P7. And Louise, the Fluky, D-Wood, and Jason all start on the softs, so very interesting strategies from these drivers. Nico's trying to make the pass. Carter's getting a little bit loose around the rear end. Nico trying to dive down deep on the inside. No good as Dennis spun around. Oh no! What happened here? Dino gets around. What just happened? Everyone just slowed way down. Tardis now moving up. What happened? What happened to Den? He's got the dreaded red X. Woods is retired. And there he is again in the same spot during qualifying. Dan Evans has retired. What in the world just happened? We were switching spots all over the place. Wait, there's Den. What just happened? Was that a major lag spike? Because that was... What in the world just happened? Whatever did it cause major chaos. And Tardis now up to P3, Dino 4th, Richmond 5th. Nikos is the one that dropped way back. In 6th now. Dino with a 3-second penalty as well. Nikos chopping the head off that corner, trying to get a run on Richmond. You get the inside. Ooh, it's a bit of a touch there. Where Nikos is on the softs. It's just a glitch in the game. Dino now up to P3. These guys have been battling out. Remember, the Tardis is still on rather old, actually 14 lap old softs. Boy with another 3-second time penalty. But Tardis kind of backing off there. Letting Richmond go by. Now Richmond is right on the rear of Dino as Nikos gets around Tardis, so Tardis just must have just completely kind of backed off from this battle, trying to preserve his tires, trying to make these other guys really work their tires so the strategy can work and for Tardis' strategy can work. Richmond still on the gearbox of Dino. Right on board. That just must have just been like, it was a giant lag shot or something. As we just hit the halfway point of the Australian Grand Prix for FLATOUT Racing. And we get the better run, it looks like that Richmond is. Side by side going into turn 1. Richmond finally getting past Dino, but he occurs a 3-second time penalty. Another one. Dino also has one, but Richmond has 2. So dove in there just for another time penalty. Unfortunate for him. But these two are still going to kind of keep an eye on these two. The drivers using every part of the curbs that they can, even the little sausage curbs over on the end, which can really disrupt the balance of your car if hit wrong or even kind of accelerated on. So Richmond really trying to separate himself from Dino, and Nico's just trying to catch up on on dyno, so it's gonna be close. So dyno was dropping and Dealwood is out of the race. Again, it was that same fast chicane. You touch the grass and you're pretty much done for. So now down just to 16 drivers. Let's go on board with this man, Roman. Amazing finish. Looks like we're on our second round, actually going to the pits for the first time. The Blue going to the pits, or excuse me, going into the pits for the second time. And the Blue going to the pits for the first time. This man that we're on board with, Croman, finished second in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix last week. Not having the best weekends here. He's currently down in P10. I mean, he's running well, but I'm assuming he wants to run, you know, near the top 5, not in the top 5. So, you know, some tracks just aren't for certain drivers. But Nikos now really closed the gap in on dyno. Richmond really just rocking it off into the distance, and Tardis still looks like on his one-stop strategy. If he can make it work, it's actually going to be interesting towards the end of the race as Nikos runs a little wide, letting dyno kind of take off from him by a couple of tenths actually. It's rather impressive to see what happens when a driver messes up their apex and having run wide. It really does take those precious tenths off. But without the DRS, these things just don't really matter. Right on the gearbox, Nikos is. North Amps with another 3-second time penalty. Nikos trying, he's just right there. He just can't exactly pull the trigger. He just gets so close. So we've seen that fast chicane take, I believe, all 4 DNFs. Oh wow, beautiful move from the outside. Nikos, can he hold on to it? He can. Wow! It wasn't exactly the best camera angle, but unbelievable pass by Nikos. He just flung that car around the outside. Dyno going defensively inside as you know, a driver does, and Nikos just grabbed the bull by the horns and just rode around the outside, making an incredible pass. Getting a little bit loose there. So now what? Can Dyno catch back up to Nikos, or is Nikos gonna sail into the sunset? Remember, Richmond has 6 seconds of time penalties at the end, so Nikos could steal it away. But Nikos is, yeah, he's over a second now. Croman and Jason there in the pits. Jason on, oh, and Dyno going into the grass there. No bueno for him. So looking at the messaging, the messages here, just not, you know, some people just having connectivity issues, and you know, when it comes to esports and the like, to really It's a really big shame when someone's race comes to an end due to lag. So unfortunate for him, or fortunate for the drivers involved, Gia Wood, Dan Woods, Matty Shaw, and even in qualifying as well. So unfortunate, but there's always next race, and exactly, there's always next race. You can always get him next time. Shake off him at rebound and practice for next week's race. Caution Sector 1 seemed to be resolved rather quickly, and everyone kind of just spread out. So it was actually a good time to kind of go through the field to see where everyone's at and where everyone has kind of shifted and moved. So Den, he's been your leader pretty much all races. He's actually going to go into the pits, so very interesting. So Den's in first. Coley's going to assume the position. Richmond in P3. Nico's in P4. He's going to get past Den. So Den trying to go for the undercut here. It's going to be very interesting. And Dino is just going to be behind Den. There's the TARDIS. He's been on those softs since the beginning of the race. And he's still in the top 10. Unbelievable. Anel in the pits. Northant's in the pits. Louis is going to pass both of them. Full air in 10th. Jacuzzi in 11th. The Fluky 12th. Crowman 13th. Z28 in 14th. Jason 15th. And Stevo in 16th. And 4 drivers out of the race. There you see it. Coley now moved up 2 positions. Richmond even where he started. Nico's up 1, Den down 3, but that was near the pit stop. Dino still the same. TARDIS up 6 positions. Crowman with a fast time of 125.057. Now there's plenty of rubber on the track. We may see some 124s, maybe even some 123s with these fresh tires on board. But Luis moving up 10 positions as Coley going into the pit. So let's actually switch the details over to the number of stops so we can see who is where as far as stops go. Is Richmond going to go in? No, he's going to assume the lead for the time being. But what about Nikos? It's 4 seconds down, but then going on the ultra softs. Coley going on the ultra softs as well. What about TARDIS? That's kind of the guy I've been looking at. And TARDIS now going into the pits as well. His first time, and he's probably going to go on the super softs, making the softs last 21 laps. Unbelievable. He actually has a good shot at a top 5 finish as well. But we shall see where he's going to end up at. Louis going into the pits as well. That's his first stop. So 2 drivers going into the 20s. Car's going to drop down to 7th position, it looks like. He is out. So an amazing run from TARDIS. If he's able to get in the top 5, he's going to be my driver of the day for sure. Well, that's just me. And now Den on Nikos, trying to get past them. Nikos has to go into the pits very, very shortly, it looks like. Unless they can make this work. Richmond might actually be able to make this work with just coming up on 8 laps to go. And Richmond has 6 seconds of penalties to deal with. You see Nikos trying to move, get out of the draft. You see him slowly swerving, trying to break that airflow. I think Richmond might actually be able to do it. It's going to be really, really close. Jacuzzi going into the pits there, but Den trying to go on the inside. They touch just a bit. Oh! Both of them collide. Both of them lose their front wings. Nikos gets spun completely around. And that is going to be Den's race. There's no way he can recover from that. His left wing is done. He's going to have to pit right now. He could possibly salvage a top 5. It's going to be close. Oh no, I think Richmond might actually have taken this race if he keeps out. If he stays out, but Coley could take the win if Richmond decides to pit. Unbelievable what happened. As Coley's going to go on the inside of Dino. He's going to make the pass. But Den's staying out. He's not going in. 7 laps to go. Unbelievable what just happened. I don't think Den's going to be able to hold on to it though. And Nikos absolutely gutted. He is retired from the session. Retardus right on full airs. Gearbox. He's going to get around them. With these, he's on fresh rubbers. I think Richmond might actually steal this. Unbelievable. Coley trying to get past Den. Den trying to defend his position every way they can. They touch again. Oh man, so close. A little bit of bump in there. Coley's going to have to be careful. He's almost on the DRS right. He's going to dive into the inside. Oh, I wonder what happened there. Did he get the position back? What happened? Why did he just let him through? Really confused, and with this, Richmond is just pulling away. 6 laps to go, excuse me. So unbelievable. I still cannot believe what just happened. Coley's still trying to get around an injured Den. Can he hold on to it? Oh, a little bit of bumping. Den kind of lagging just a bit. I hope that's not what Coley's seeing either. I hope it's just my screen. Oh, it's really bad. Kind of scaring me a bit. So if Richmond can keep it out of the wall, this one stop could work. And he could find himself with the win. There comes Coley getting a big run out the fast chicane. He's going to get past them. I believe he is. But Den's still not giving up. He's just holding on to every single last bit of hope he has. But Coley finally getting past Den. Williams. And that might be all she wrote. Now, the next question is, can Den hold on to a podium with Dino creeping ever so slowly? Kind of like a viper stalking his prey. The fact that Den's racing with the extremely injured front wing is absolutely amazing. He's keeping relatively good pace. But can Dino really put the pedal to the metal? It actually looks like Den's kind of pulling away from him a bit. You see the tires. Oh man, everything's kind of just... Time has kind of just stood still. Let's go down here with Anel in full air. Anel, I believe, is in 3rd place in points. Woods was in 2nd. So with Woods with the DNF, I don't think he's going to be getting any points. So Anel needs a good finish here to kind of separate him from the field. So Anel really needs to run full air. Fuller with the 3-second penalty. Foley's in a fast time, 1:44.854. Now he's really trying to close in on Richmond. I think, I'm not sure if Foley has any time penalties or not, but if Foley gets within 6 seconds, and he does have time, he has 4 laps to do it, Foley might actually steal the win. But surprisingly, Dino cannot close in on Den, who is nursing the front wing, so I don't know what's going on with Dino. Very interesting. This is the battle we're looking at right now. This is for 6th position between Full Air and the McLaren and Enel and the Sahara Force India. Again, gotta love that beautiful overhead shot. We're gonna take a look between the battle between Full Air's teammate Croman and North Ants. I'm sure North Ants would like to be up another couple of positions. Nonetheless, I'm sure he's happy that he's running in a nice points paint position as well. There we go, Enel and Full Air side by side. Enel touching the grass with his left tires. Oh, and Enel runs wide. Part of his front wing is gone. Can he hold on to it though? And now Coley. Oh, North Ants hard into the wall. And again, the fast chicane collects another victim. Oh, North Ants must absolutely be gutted. Like that 6 drivers out. Unbelievable. Well, he's trying to be within that 6-second mark, and he might. Yes, he is. He's now within 5 seconds. I don't think Coley has incurred any time penalties. So it's going to be interesting. Coley's still going to be pushing. We still have 3 laps to go, coming up on 2 laps to go. Can Richmond hold on, or can Coley take the win? Kind of keeping an eye on this. While we do, let me actually go into the race director real quick and let's see how many penalties. Alright, 2, and then Coley does not have a penalty. So if Coley keeps the pace, doesn't drop it, does not go a second down, he does have the race in hand. He just needs to stay steady, not push it too hard. Just keep going the line he's doing. Yes, that's the fastest lap of the race so far. As we go back here to Croman and Enel. Remember, Enel, not too long ago, kind of smashed the wall, lost the front wing. So Croman trying to take advantage of a crippled driver here, going on the gearbox. For the last inch, he's going to get past Enel with ease. Now there's that's Enel's left wing. Aerodynamic parts, the bits and whatnot, absolutely gone, scattered throughout the track. So you might see a 6 and 7 from McLaren here. It's actually really good. Started with 16 drivers. Now we're down, we started off with 20 drivers, now we're down to 14, lost 6. And Coley is now made up quite a bit of time as we're on our last lap. We're just going to keep an eye on our leader. Don't really see much going on. Actually, here we go. A battle between teammates. And Full Air is nursing a wing problem, because he's going to let his teammate go by. It would be rather smart if he did. Wouldn't be battling him for much. Tell him to go around. Oh, Full Air, what are you doing, man? Pushed his teammate off. What on earth is that about? Croman, I'm sure, just furious. Like, what's going on, man? Let me go around. And here comes the Fluky. He's going to try to take Anel as well, but we have to go back up to the front. As the Fluky gets around Anel, who's nursing a wing injury there. And keep an eye on Croman in full air. Croman finally gets around full air. I'm sure they're going to have a little bit of a talk afterwards. Like, dude, like, let me go around. So here comes Richmond. He goes around the last corner. He's going to cross the line first. I think Coley's going to get the win. And he does. And surprisingly, Den, with a damaged left wing after a collision with Nikos, he's going to get P3 as well. And there's Dino next door and P4. The TARDIS with his brilliant one-stop strategy. An unfortunate end with Nikos. He's going to hold on for a top 5 finish.
Going into the 2017 season, Lewis Hamilton held 63 pole positions, bested only by...
Nice and easy there. Here comes Croman and P6. The Fluky getting around full air at the last corner. Could not hold on to it, and the Fluky is going to cross the line. P7 full air and cross the line in P8. Anel's actually going to take his position. Anel's going to get P8. Louise getting P9. Full air drop down to P10. Going in P11. Jacuzzi 12. And Deadly Jason. That's a Jackson. Deadly Jason taking it nice and easy around the last corner. And he's going to be finishing 13th with Steve-O and 14th a lap down. There you have it. There's the Australian Grand Prix wrapped up from FLATOUT Racing. As we go to the podium celebrations. There we go. Coley, after struggling a couple of rounds, finally gets his well-earned spot on the top of the podium for the Australian Grand Prix, followed by Richmond with another solid finish in second place. And then, after, what could be a potential steward between him and Nikos towards the end of the race. So, great job by the drivers. Coley, Richmond, Den, Dino, TARDIS, Croman, the Fluky. I mean, there you have it. Unbelievable driving, top wheel to wheel throughout the race. We had 20 drivers start off, only 14 finished, and that's going to be it. I'll try to make the classic race for Thursday, but we shall see. I am the Zebra 94 for Racing Stripe Motorsports. I will be here next week, though, as we go to... Where do we go to? Where do we go to? Where do we go now? As we go to Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix. That's going to be next week. And I will see you then, same time, same place. I'm the Zebra 94 signing off for Racing Stripe Motorsports, and I hope you guys have a good night.